My friends are dead, all of them. George Washington, Napoleon Bonaparte, Alexander Hamilton, Julius Caesar, Benjamin Franklin, and this special one. I can relate to all of them. That's why I have their pictures. This is my picture, and I am among them. And there is the special one. Um, the reason I can relate to them more than the people I'm around in a world that I should have people relatable from this time, not from hundreds and hundreds of years ago, is probably because know. I don't know why I cannot relate to any of the people that I'm around right now. I can only explain what I've experienced. And my experiences, I can relate to them. Um, it's very interesting. There are a couple of reasons I can relate to George Washington. Um, could be the height, but also, jokes aside, without the height, he is a brave and very strategic person. He was probably, which I can't relate to, but he was one of the first celebrities as well. Napoleon Bonaparte, very strategic person. I really like his strategic mind, and the reason I can relate to him is he was very efficient with all the stuff. There's one story about him. He would read the mail he got, and there was a person in his office that would be writing the answer for the mail he was reading, because he was reading out the answer as well for that mail, and then he would slip through his fingers the mail that he was holding to the floor. So anything on the floor was meaning that these are the letters that are all answered. And then when he was out of the office, the person who write all the answers would collect all of these stuff and send it to the people that were supposed to get the answers from him. Alexander Hamilton, very intelligent, very well read, and he was the reason he was one of the founding father of America was because he was incredibly intelligent, like very intelligent. He could see far away from, like he could see into 5 to 10 years into the future because of the knowledge he had, and I really want to have the same level of intelligence as he did. Um, and then Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar, I can relate to this guy. Probably this is the first person historical figure I studied, and from that time on I start studying everybody else. And Julius Caesar is I can relate to him because of the following reason. Julius Caesar went to a museum, I guess, and he saw a statue of Alexander the Great, and he cried because he said that you have achieved more by age 20 or 25 than me by age 30 or 40 at that time, which is very relatable to me. Because moving on to the next one, which is Benjamin Franklin, when I read about him, I read some of the stuff that he have written by age 16, and I realized that this guy, without internet, without AI, and without having access to all the books that I have access to right now, he was way more intelligent than me and outsmart me by age 16. And I was 21 when I studied him last year. Um, it was it was a moment that I was incredibly jealous. I have never had the level of jealousy I had with this dead guy. It's very interesting that I was jealous of a dead guy. Usually people are not jealous of a dead guy, but I was. I thought that it's incredibly unfair that how smart this person was, because I worked my ass off to read all the books, read as many books as I could, talk to as many people as I can, and work day and night to learn stuff and to become more intelligent and wise. And this guy by age 16, with no internet, no AI, not many books, not any mentors that I know of, by age 16, he outsmarted me. I read some of this stuff and I was like, these are some really difficult stuff for me to figure out. And he's saying it that like he knows it for a while. Um, when you hear and read intelligent writing, you can smell it, you can sense it, and I did. And there were stuff that I later on found out. I was like, I didn't even know what that means at that time when I was reading it, and I was 21 at that time. But he's written all these stuff by age 16, about 300 years ago. So that was kind of quite frustrating. And the last one, not least, is the timer. The timer has 753 days, 13 hours, and 32 minutes. That's exactly the time that Stephen Prefontaine died. Stephen Prefontaine was an American runner. He was an athlete, and I read about him, and I can relate to him because he was also very efficient. There is just 40-minute stuff that I was able to relate to him, and that's why I wanted to give him a special place, which is 753 days from now. I would be exactly his age by the age he died. He left a legacy by age 24, 24 years, 4 months, and 5 days old. He left a big enough legacy that 52 years later of his death, I know about him. Would I be able to be in a position when I'm 24 years, 4 months, and 5 days old that I'll be able to leave such a legacy behind, or will I be nobody? I'm really interested in finding that out. 753 days later, we'll talk again.